All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Community CPA's 3 p.m. webinar. Thursdays is our special day, as you know. We always bring our guests to come and talk and share about their expertise and what they're doing in our community. So today we have Amy Kuhlers from the Iowa Economic Development Authority here with us. Hi, Amy. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to be talking about what IEDA is doing to help support small businesses right now during this time, which is very important. But before we do that, let me jump into a little bit about Community CPA first. It's always our preface, right? So, 1 second. All right, so Community CPA, we are a full service accounting firm. Collectively, our staff speaks 9 different languages to serve diverse communities. And we really have a heart for sharing our knowledge. So we know that if you do well, we will too. You can find us on our website, communitycpa.com. It has a list of upcoming webinars for you to check out, as well as other resources that we have. Our YouTube channel, we will post all the webinars that we do. So if you miss one or want to replay one, feel free to pop in there, like and subscribe to our channel. And then, of course, follow us on social media. And so our firm provides a variety of services such as accounting, payroll, audit, tax, of course. Please consider Community CPA if you do not already. About our firm as well, Ying Sa is our CEO and managing partner. Few things about her. She serves on the National Taxpayer Advocacy Panel, which is a federal advisory committee to the IRS. So she loves to advocate on behalf of taxpayers. If you have any recommendations, please do feel free to send her an email, ying@communitycpa.com, subject line tap recommendation. Another thing is she is working on her second book, her 10 a.m. book. Her first book, her 8 a.m. book, was on starting up a business, and now her 10 a.m. book is about developing that. So she's hoping to get that out in the summer of this year, so be on the lookout. No responsibility disclaimer, of course. Just take what you hear here with a grain of salt. Things are always fluid, particularly with the pandemic, and information expires quickly. We try to do our best to have the most current information, but of course, as things apply to your business, please consult your financial advisors, your legal advisors, or what have you. So anyway, let's hop right into the topic. Amy is the program manager for IEDA's Iowa SourceLink program. She has been on our webinars before, and I personally know that she loves to share her knowledge. So thank you again, Amy, for joining us today.
Thank you, Catherine, for having me here. I keep looking at that picture thinking, wow, I really need to get a newer headshot because that one was several pounds and several iterations of other things ago. But anyway, I digress. It's great to be here. Thanks everybody for joining me today, and love these webinars. Such a great service to the community. Timely information and evergreen information as well. I think that you guys are doing a great job, Catherine, and just keep up the good work. But I'm here today just to talk a little bit about my organization and how we can support you as small businesses. So the Iowa Economic Development Authority is really missioned to strengthen all of Iowa's economy, both through business development and through community development. And those are the 2 divisions that we have. We break up our services into business and community development. Our community development is really, look, it's based on community, right? We help communities all across the state of Iowa with things like disaster assistance, infrastructure assistance with their towns, things like their water and sewer and roads and things like that we can help offset some costs. So we have a lot of different programs, including housing, just a lot of different things that we can do to help community vitality, which in turn helps economic growth within that community, which in turn brings more businesses in. So it all kind of goes full circle. And then the other division is our business development division, which is where I work. And that really just is this is the side that provides all the services and resources to both attract new businesses into the state. We want to get those companies that are looking to land someplace to land here in Iowa instead of going to Utah or somewhere. So that's a big component of what we do. And then we also help to foster new and growing businesses within the state. So that's really where my footprint comes in with Iowa Area Development Authority. Of course, back in the spring when the pandemic first launched, we were very busy working with the small business relief grants and our targeted small business sole operator grants that we provided. So those were some of the areas that we were able to use CARES Act funds and be able to help small businesses kind of try to stay on their feet during those really early days. And then there's been some other grant programs that have just kind of continued to roll out throughout this whole past year, just based on how we got the federal funds and how we could get those out to businesses. And we really tried to get those out as quickly as we can. So that's been a lot of our year this past year. So that's kind of where we've been in the last year. And I could go into great detail about some of the programs that we run, but really, I really am involved in more the small business side of things than the other.
Wonderful. So can you tell us a bit about those programs? We'd love to hear more about them. So IEDA, SourceLink, you mentioned the Targeted Small Business Program, TSB. Are there any other programs that IEDA supports?
Yeah, so I wear several hats at IEDA. My small business hats, the ones that are really 100% on focusing on small businesses, and that would be the Iowa SourceLink program. I'm the program manager for that, and that program is an online website, online resource that provides information for businesses regardless of what stage of business that they're in. So it's, you Google, how do I start a business in Iowa? You usually will see Iowa SourceLink at the top of the page. So that was our goal, because a lot of people don't really know where to go if they've never really thought about starting a business before. And so that was important to us. And we worked really hard to have that, be at the top of the page. I also work with Jill Lippincott, who's the program manager of our Targeted Small Business Program. And I help out with that program as needed. And that is a program that's set up to help remove barriers to businesses that are majority owned by women, minorities, service-connected disabled, and disabled individuals. In addition to that, kind of more on the periphery, I sit on the board of the National Association of Women Business Owners, which for the Iowa chapter. And that's an association that really helps support women business owners of all stages all across Iowa. And we also are an advocacy arm. So we do work with the legislature and try to make sure that we pass good policies, or make sure that we're watching, especially from a federal level, what kind of policies may or may not be affecting women-owned businesses. And then way on the periphery of that, I also work with the Governor's Empower Rural Iowa program, and I sit on the board of the Iowa Rural Development Council. And both of those programs have entrepreneurial small business components with them. Again, focus more on rural Iowa, but just another couple of different hats that I wear that really kind of focus on small businesses.
Awesome. So with those, like, particularly Empower Rural Iowa, are there pockets of Iowa? I mean, I know that we focus a lot oftentimes on Des Moines, but are there other parts of the state that you travel and work with very closely with?
I do. I travel when I'm not sitting at home or, sequestered because of a pandemic. I'm usually out on the road quite a bit, traveling the state. And Iowa SourceLink, I should mention, we're in a partnership, a unique partnership with the University of Northern Iowa to offer IASourceLink to the state. And there's a lot of resources that are available through UNI that businesses can tap into. So it's a really unique, a very cool partnership. We've been able to really do a lot of great things with that. And again, they have a far reach as well. So we do get out in the state quite a bit. And I will tell you just a couple of the things that that we do as far as our partnership. Our IASourceLink itself has been around since about 2012. I was not involved with the program at that time. I came on in 2014, but the interesting thing is I used to work at the University of Northern Iowa running a program at that time that was called My Intranet. And we took some pieces and parts from My Intranet and incorporated them into IASourceLink. And that's where that, again, unique partnership with UNI came to be. And one of our programs within IASourceLink is called our Business Concierge. And that's our person-to-person information service. So if you go out to our website, we've got a lot of great information that we've just recently built all of our oh, good, bring the website up. Yeah, thanks. All of our content has been placed into guides. And so I don't know if you can scroll down at all or just look at the guides. Yeah, so we have, for any stage of your business, we have growing, funding, starting, exiting, innovating. So there's information there for all stages of business. And you can come out here and you can take a look around and you can find things. You can find good information. A lot of people visit our website at really odd hours of the day and even early in the morning. So it's nice to be able to find that content. But if you really just want to talk to somebody, that's when you can call our toll-free number and you will be hooked up with our team at UNI, and that's our business concierge service. And you can ask them whatever you want. We've got a fill-in chart or a form that you can fill in and ask questions on that, and they get back to you very quickly. So and most of what we do through SourceLink is we're a referral source. We don't do a lot of one-on-one counseling like you would get maybe through your other service providers, but we talk to businesses and we figure out what they need and what they're looking for. And then we try to match them with a resource service provider that's located either nearby or has an area of expertise that they want to be able to tap into. So that's what we do primarily with SourceLink. We do have a network of over 360 small business resource providers that offer either low or no cost services through our resource navigator. And we get a lot of people that search that in the middle of the night looking for somebody that can offer assistance to them. So that's a very nice resource there as well. But again, the business concierge, that's a great service to reach out to. And just again, because of the breadth and the width of all of the places that UNI touches just through their university network, I think we have a very broad reach that we can offer assistance with. Another thing, if you guys are mostly here already in business, perhaps this wouldn't necessarily be that much of interest to you, but we are also home to the Business License Information Center. And we get a lot of traffic through that site because everybody who's starting a business, of course, needs to check and see what kind of legal ramifications they need, what kind of requirements there are for the business. So whether you need a license, whether you need any certain kind of permits, what do I do with sales tax, any of those types of things that you can probably get your information from Community CPA, but a lot of people don't have access to that. So if you see that button there that says search for licenses, when you click on that, the state of Iowa has over 400 business licenses and permits. And so it's hard, we're not the agency that does any of the licensing. We are the agency that makes sure that those licenses are all listed and kept up to date with up-to-date information. So we do have all of those listed there, and you can either search by keyword or you can search by a cluster. We have some such as childcare and construction and restaurants. Those are the ones that most people those are some of the most popular businesses. And so you can go out and just search by that as well. And we get a lot of traffic, and we do have a person on staff here, Christine Cavill, who's our Business License Information Center. We call it BLIC. She's the license manager. And if you scroll up to the top again, Catherine, for me, to the top of the page, you'll see there that there is, oops, it's not there anymore. I'm sorry, I was gonna say there's a number for our Business License Information Center, but it's listed on that page. But anyway, she can answer any question that you have. And we just recently refreshed our website back in November. And another nice component of that was we ended up we've got a language translator that can translate, I want to say, up to 50 different languages. It's probably not a true transfer, but hopefully it will give you enough backbone information that will provide a little bit of guidance there. So that's just a little bit about SourceLink. And we do, yes, back to your normal question, we do travel around the state a lot when we're able to do that. So.
That's great. So if somebody has a business and wants to, is there a way that they can be listed in Iowa SourceLink as a resource?
Well, that's a very good question. Our resource partners are usually those organizations that are offering services to business, but they're doing it free or at no cost, or at low cost. And so they're all like nonprofit organizations.
Mhm.
So we, as a state agency, we can't do a listing. At least we're not able to right now. We've explored having some type of a directory in the past. We just haven't done it. But we do, we're not able to show, a preference over one firm over another. So that's the reason why we don't do that. But we can, but if you're looking for, if you're a business here in the Des Moines metro area and you would like some mentorship, with another business that's a like business that maybe could be your competitor if you're in the same community. But we do, again, have a lot of businesses, especially businesses that are like our targeted small business belonging or part of our targeted small business program. We can hook you up with other businesses that, because you're probably not competitors because you don't have the same competitive maybe area, that you might be able to build a relationship with another organization, another business that does a similar business as you, and you guys can trade information back and forth. And we are able to do that, and we're happy to try to connect businesses so they can network with each other and hopefully gain sales maybe from, and you can do that with complementary businesses too. If I'm a landscape business and I don't do fertilizer, but I know somebody who does fertilizer, we like to try to make those matches too. But
yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So with these, you mentioned the targeted small business. Is there a directory for that or no?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about the Targeted Small Business Program. So as I mentioned, that program that's been around since like 1985, and we just took it over. Iowa Economic Development Authority just took it over a few years ago, and we've changed it quite a bit. It used to be pretty much just geared, again, and the Targeted Small Business Program is specifically for businesses that are at least 51% owned and managed. So you have to kind of be involved in the day-to-day operation of the business by women, minorities, disabled individuals, or service-connected disabled. You have to be located in the state of Iowa, and you have to be operated for a profit. So you can't be a nonprofit. You don't have to necessarily make a profit, but you can't be set up as a nonprofit business. We have a lot of targeted small businesses that don't actually show a profit on their taxes, but that's fine. And you can't have an annual gross income exceeding $4 million of gross income over the last 3 fiscal years. And some people laugh at us when we say that, but we have graduated some businesses out that have reached that $4 million threshold. And we're always happy to say, we're sorry to see you go, but happy to see you profitable. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so part of the benefits to becoming a targeted small business, as I said, originally it was set up to help reduce barriers for the targeted small businesses to sell their products or services to the state of Iowa. So there's been benefits built in specifically to do that with the program. Some of those benefits are that you do get listed in a directory, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So you get your business listed so that state government procurement agents or private buyers can find you. You get access to state bids 48 hours before any other vendor would get them, or any other vendor would get access to them. So you can actually go out and take a look at what bids are out there and start prepping your bid if you want to do that, and you get a kind of a jump start on that. We've also just raised the threshold on buying from the state. The state used to have to go, well, actually, it does have to go to bid for any purchase over $5,000. But we had in the past, we had that be a $10,000 limit for TSB. So in other words, a purchasing agent could go directly to a targeted small business person or business and buy from them directly without having to go out and do a bid contract. And we just got that raised last year to $25,000. And that's really nice. Purchasing agents love it because they don't have to do all the paperwork. You still have to build that relationship with the purchasing agents. That's really important because they have to know who you are, before they can, contact you for a job. But so that was a pretty cool thing. And we do offer some bond waivers and things like that. And I would also tell you that last year you would kind of wonder what the state buys everything. First of all, as a state procurement, they buy absolutely everything you can think of. And last year they did over $45 million in purchases with just targeted small businesses alone. So that's a kind of a huge chunk when you think about that. But outside of the state procurement, there's also some other really good benefits to becoming a certified targeted business. And one of those is, again, the directory. So do you want to just click on that and we'll bring that up real quick? Thanks, Catherine. So the directory is a way for you to include your name. This is where a purchasing agent would come out, and you can put the targeted class that you are. You can put in your next code or any of those searching state of Iowa codes, just information about your business in general. And then they will come here and they can do a search. Otherwise, they also just call us directly and we provide information. Jill has a pretty good idea of who all the businesses are within the program. So it's a good way to get your name out there. And more, especially right now, diverse buying is becoming more and more important to businesses. So we're seeing a lot of private businesses building diversity programs as well. So we're working with those businesses to try to get them to utilize the small business directory as well. So that's, again, just another way for your business to be found. We do networking events. That was harder than it was before. That's one of the things we would go out and about with, but we've started doing virtual ones. We just had one Tuesday morning that they're a lot of fun. We had about 20 people there, had a lot of good connections between some of the businesses that were there that hadn't met each other before, and were able to maybe possibly do some business back and forth. So we do that. Again, just because of our network, we can hook you up with lots of different resources. So that's another benefit. And then as well, there is social media. We try to promote you as much as we can through our social media and through newsletters. And of course, then there's the loan component that goes with that as well. So the state procurement, again, is part of the big thing, but also there's a lot of soft benefits that go on the other side of that. So and I forgot to mention the most important thing, it's free. Certification is free and it's pretty easy. So all you have to do, basically, everything's online. If you're interested in becoming a certified targeted small business, you just have to go online. There's an application you can fill out. We also have paper forms you can download if you'd rather. You fill in the application. There's some documents that we require just so we can verify that you indeed are part of one of those targeted small business classes, woman or minority. We take a look at your documentation, and if we need additional information, we'll get back to you right away. But usually we can turn those around. By the time we get all the documentation in, we can usually have that certification turned around within 3 to 5 days. So it's not a long process. And again, it's no cost to you to do so. And I'm happy to, if Catherine shares my information at the end, I'm happy to visit with anybody about that if they are so inclined.
Perfect. So it's like an annual renewal type of thing?
It is every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years we do a renewal. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And the renewal is not as long. We just have to check a few things on renewal time, but it's not as. And again, the application itself isn't that long. So.
Awesome. And then, so you mentioned the loans as part of it. Can you tell us a bit more about that and how somebody could get access to it?
Yes, absolutely. We do have a loan component through the Targeted Small Business Program, but right now that program is administered for us on our behalf by the Iowa Center for Economic Success here in Des Moines. But that is a statewide program, so regardless of where you're located, you're able to tap into that program. You don't necessarily have to be a certified targeted small business, but you do have to still be in one of those targeted group classes. They, of course, encourage people to go through the program anyway to become certified, just because of the benefits that you do receive with that. And the loan itself, as if you are a existing business, you can get up to $50,000, new businesses up to 30. The loan, the average loan interest rate is about 4%. I think it's anywhere, I think you can see there, but between 3 and 5%, but that varies just based on the loan itself. So it's not a high interest rate loan like you see some microloans are. This one's very market friendly. You have a halfway, a decent repayment time. They said the average is about 43 months for businesses to repay, and you can get up to the 50,000. We usually see an average right around 25,000 on an annual basis of what we're actually lending out through that. Like I said, the Iowa Center does do the administration for us on our behalf, but if you contact them, or if you reach out to me to get contact information, what they will do is they will schedule an appointment with you and have you, I don't know if what they're doing it virtually now, but they will visit with you. They call it a triage. It's a little bit of a just finding out where you are in your business. Are you really just starting? How much information do you need? They've got like a pre-finance small class that they would have you go, because they do provide technical assistance too, because they want you to be able to be as savvy about your money as you can be, so that you can grow your business and repay your loan. And we have a very good return rate. I want to say we're close to 90% of our loans that we provide get repaid, have the high repayment rate. So that's good. So they do a pretty good, but they don't necessarily look at credit as a big factor. I mean, that is a factor, but it's, I think it's just always worth a conversation with them if that's something that you think you might be interested in. And I can always get you more information too.
Yeah. So with these loans, then, are there any restrictions in terms of like the type of things that it can go towards?
You can't use it for real estate purchases, but you can use them for, I think you can use it for payroll. You can definitely use it for equipment, inventory, probably the main things that you'd be looking. We don't do anything with speculation as far as real estate is concerned, but any of those other normal expenses that you would find that you would need to start or maybe leverage growth to grow your business. And I think there might be information on that. If you scroll down, there might be even might be a little bit of, there's some benefit information. I haven't been out to their website for a while, so I wasn't sure. So maybe not. Okay, they switch things up too, but it's worth a call if you're interested, and they're super friendly people, and we'll be able to help walk through that. So that's kind of my spiel today. Is there any questions or anything else you would like to know?
I think those are the main ones. Let me share your contact though, so that people can get to you. So this is Amy, and you can email her at amy.kuhlers@iowaeda.com, or you can visit their website as well. And of course, we're happy to forward any information onto Amy. And so Catherine at communitycpa.com, you can reach us. Amy, thank you so much for your time today. I don't think there are any questions. So I think those are the main things. I really appreciate you coming on here though.
Well, I appreciate you letting me tell some information about what we do. So thanks so much. It was great to see you today.
Yes, you too. Bye. Everybody, thank you for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Saturday is our town hall, so it is kind of an open meeting, and Ying will be talking about accounting practices, and we'll be bringing on our accounting team lead to discuss those type of things in business. So come join us then. Again, you can register on our website, communitycpa.com. All right, everybody.
All right,
thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.